own voice, So, on my own, guys, today, and if it is your first time, I hope you've been able to hear me. If it is your first time here at Ngosi Talk Shows, we help our audience find their own voice lead from within. It's either a relationship or any part of your area in business, whatever that area might be. When you have your own voice, you are able to live a life that you want in your own terms, like Tony Robbins says. When we say in your own terms, you know what you desire in life. So when you have a voice, you are able to design, even when things go wrong in your life, because nothing is perfect, but you're able to pick yourself up and design the life that you desire in your relationship or career or whatever that might be. So today the topic is when self-respect becomes non-negotiable. Dating filters itself. Dating becomes exhausting when self-respect is optional, because when you don't fully honor yourself, you end up negotiating your needs, shrinking your standard, and over-explaining your boundaries just to keep someone interested. But the moment self-respect becomes non-negotiable, something powerful happens. You stop chasing clarity. You stop hoping someone will change. You stop like calling inconsistency love. Without you forcing anything, dating starts filtering itself. Not because you become cold, because you become clear of who you are, what you want, where you're going. Not because you become picky, because you become wise. Not because you stop loving, because you started valuing yourself. So this is the shift that turns dating from painful to purpose. So number one, you have to decide that PC is your new requirement, meaning you no longer accept chaos as your normal chemistry. Now you notice someone brings calm and confusion. When someone brings calm, you notice it. When someone brings confusion into your life, you notice. It's like, but I don't do inconsistency. So communications. So it's really, really important to stop dating to be chosen. I always talk about this. I think I've spoken about this in 3 videos. So you date to choose. You are not auditioning, you are discerning. Ask, do I like who I become around this person that I'm dating? Or if you are choosing this person, some people, they want to be chosen. But as from today, if you're single, know that when you're dating, you date to choose. Example, I'm observing how you treat me over time. That's important. Create your personal non-negotiable list. Standards, stop being emotional and become intentional. Maybe write like how you can do this. You can write 5 to 10 must have, such as respect, honesty, consistency. Example, no lying, no hot cold, no disrespect. Some women are very, very disrespectful, and some men are very, very disrespectful. And even when you date, their families can be very, very disrespectful as well. But it's up to that person that you are dating to put boundaries on your behalf. Because when people know that they cannot cross the boundaries, like let's say in-laws, like when I'm dating someone, in my family, I know that my family will never ever cross the boundary of disrespect to the person that I'm dating. And the person that I'm dating, I know they will never cross the boundaries to disrespect my life, myself, and my family. So it's really, really important when you are dating to choose when that person takes you, introduce you to their family. How are this family like? How is this? Because the behavior of the family is actually is the energy of the woman that you are dating or the energy of the man that you are dating. Because a woman that comes from a family that are authentic, that has boundaries, you don't date guys to start fighting the family or to start fighting the husband or the wife to make your family understand. You're not there to discipline anyone. So some people end up, the relationship ends before even begin. So when you see yourself in that situation, you have to sit down with whoever you want to date and say, I cannot be in this relationship because of this. Put some key points. If it's the family, you're not there to split the family. The family have to put themselves together. They have to have boundaries because at the end of the day, the love, if they don't love the person, because sometimes we lie to ourselves and we say, oh, I love my sister, I love my brother, but we don't accept who they date. So that's a lie. The reason why I'm saying it's a lie is because you truly, truly, truly have to think deep, 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 deep of if I bring my children in a relationship where does not like me, are these people going to like my children? Because sometimes people think the witching. I used to think witch is when someone goes to witchcraft and do witchcraft, but I realize that Dr. Olokoya is teaching us that when you have evil thoughts, evil assignment, dislike people for no reason, that's witching. It doesn't get worse than that. That's witching. So if you are dating, you begin the relationship because you're choosing to be with that family. You are choosing your spouse. You're choosing your spouse to be with them. And then you bring the family as well. You're going to have your own children. So the children need to be in a good environment. I think we need the coaches that can actually, I'm giving you the gap here, guys, for business. Coaches that can actually coach the families as a whole. I think Steve Harvey does that on his show, where you can teach like coach the in-laws. What does love mean as a whole? Because I used to like when someone loves, for me, my attitude is if my sister introduced me to her husband, I love my sister very much. And her husband becomes part of me, becomes part of my family. So the same way I love my sister, if I want my sister to be happy, I have to love her husband. If my brother introduces me to his wife or girlfriend, I have to accept his family. I have and enter as a generational rejection where the other generation can be rejected. So it's important when you choose a man into your life, you choose them because it's a choice, because they accept you for who you are, not you have to try. Like myself, I'm a Christian. There are some, I've been rejected because of who I am. But if people are saying they are nice, why would they reject another human being because of who they are? So all those things, you have to put them into consideration, guys. I used to look at them slightly when I go and introduce, like when the mother of a man, because I'm a woman, if I'm dating a man and the mother of a man or the father of a man does not like me. I've never been in that situation, by the way, where the family doesn't like me. It's mostly the siblings that create chaos. That situation I've been on, where I date someone and the siblings create a chaos in a way, it end up destroying my relationship. But they tell my children they love them and them they are married. But then they don't look at that. What if our own in-laws didn't like us? What would that do to our children? They don't look at that way. To them is what they see, is their right. So never ever enter a rule. If it's the beginning, never, if you don't have children with that person. I've learned this from Dr. Olukoya, from Pastor James. They say never, ever, ever enter that kind of a relationship, because it's never going to get better. And you are not there to separate people. It's up to a man to discipline his family. It's up to a woman to discipline his family. It's up to a man to choose you. But when you come to a point, because like myself, my brother will know. My brother knows that I cannot cross the boundaries of disrespecting the person that he's dating. He knows that my sister loves me, but there are boundaries that my sister cannot cross. Because why? Because it's how we were raised by our parents. And it's also is because how he is himself towards me, that my sister, I love you, but you cannot cross the boundaries of disrespecting the woman that I love. So he knows the same thing with me, that whoever I date, he accepts that person because he loves me. He will accept that person. So if you enter a relationship, choose. You don't wait to be chosen. You choose. If someone chooses you, I hear men, they go on dates. Like as a matchmaker, they will ask you, or even on social media, people will ask you, this is what is happening in this when we go dating. So do you think this person do you think he likes me? So I'm like, what about your feelings? Do you like the guy or do you like the woman? What about you? Why are you worried about their feelings? Because your feelings matter. Do you like him? Some people want to be chosen. So as a dating coach, guys, a matchmaker, learn to choose. When you choose someone, they take you to their family. I'm not saying you judge. You haven't got children with that person and you meet, but never ever tell a man that I don't like your mother. I don't like your sister. Never, ever, ever. Or tell a woman that I don't like your sister, I don't like your mother or your father. You have no authority to say those words, because remember, this man has known his family for many, many years. So he might not choose his family that moment. He might choose you when you say you don't like your mother, I don't like your brother, I don't like your this with your family. They might choose you, but deep down they know, because when you tell someone you don't like my parents, But why are you with me if you don't like your parents? Let them be the one that dislike you. Let them witness it, let him see it. But never ever tell the man or the woman that I do not like your family. What makes you don't like them? If they don't like you, they don't accept you. You don't have to react the same way. If you are a man or a woman who loves people, you don't have to behave the same way. You just have to remove yourself in that relationship and say, as much as I like you, as much as I want to be with you, but I don't think your family like me. And that in the long run, because I want to have children. I don't want to have children with the hatred, with the family full of hatred. I don't want to have children with a family full of rejection, because the minute they begin to reject you, that is how your children are going to experience. When they get married, they are going to experience the same rejection, because that rejection is in the bloodline. It's in the bloodline. So people don't understand, because psychologically we think for ourselves. We don't think for other people. We don't think for the long run. So you have to think in the long run and say, honey, if I do have children with you, as much as I love you, as much as I'm choosing you, your family are full of hatred. They don't know me, but they just, because people are very, very judgmental. They want to approve the husband. They want to approve. They don't give blessings, but it's all about, they become God. To them, they are God. I have to approve my brother's relationship. I have to approve my sister's relationship. They become God. But what they don't realize, the judgment of God is when you die. Now you want to enter heaven, God shuts the door and say, I don't know you. And then you say, but why? He says, I enter, because how God is, God lives within me. He says, you rejected my child. When my child entered you, you rejected, you didn't want to know her. So I don't know you. And then he shuts the door. You go to Lucifer. So people don't know that. So I share this with you guys because we want to find love, but we don't actually analyze things from the beginning. The relationship, once the rejection happens to the family from the beginning, remove yourself out of it, because that person, if relationship cannot sustain with just one person, if the whole family don't like you, it wouldn't sustain. So remove yourself from that relationship. I have experienced it myself. My in-laws, with my first daughter, my in-laws loved me so much, in a way that my children, my daughter, every weekend they would take it was their child as well. But when we split up in that relationship, there was no taking side. My in-laws, they made it very, very clear. Very, very clear that the person that gets hurt in this relationship is a child. So whatever the behavior you two decide to do, put it together. It's all about your child. They didn't take any side or anything, but that was a straightforward, or to say take Nomsa to court or do anything. My in-laws were very, very clear that when things are not working right now, the only person that gets hurt is a child, not anybody else. You all might get hurt, but you're adult, you can put yourself together. So we had to put our egos aside and to sort out our child. So all you have to do in a relationship, when you enter, you start dating someone, Never tell them that you choose them. They take you to your family. Because if the family, for me, if I'm meeting the family for the first time, they've never met me, they don't know me, and they're disliking me. Or if I'm in a relationship with that person, they are judging me. For me, I've been judged. If I tell you how much I've been judged, you'll be like, Nomsa, you are lying. I wouldn't. But I've been judged by people where my spouse will go and talk to them. They say, leave her. Not to say, have you spoken to her? Because sometimes we make mistakes. We think that the other person is wrong, but they are not wrong. But when he went and confided with them, his family, they tell him straight away, leave her. They are married. People have their own children. They say, leave her. She's not good enough for you. I'm educated. So I'm trying to share it with you that when people want to sabotage you, they will sabotage you regardless of what. I was studying. I'm a woman who would do anything to succeed, to do some research, if I have to not to go on holidays, studying is not cheap. Now, universities are like $6,000 a year. So if you are studying for 3 years, 4 years, that is a lot of money. And it means you have to cut holidays. You have to cut this, you have to cut that, you have to cut that. You have to cut the nights out if you want to pass. I needed 100%. So I had to cut some nights out. But they didn't know this is what I was doing. But they told my spouse, leave her. She's not good enough for you. And he comes back and tell you that even my family say you're not good enough for me. So I share this with you guys because when you enter a relationship, the relationship it gets destroyed from the beginning. But we overlook it. We don't choose ourselves. So learn to choose you. I'm not going to be part of this, but I choose myself. So learn to choose your life. And don't call potentially a plan. Meaning hope is not evidence. Look at behavior, not promises. I hear your words, but I move by action. So you have to be a man, a woman who move by action. And also, guys, when you enter a relationship and you date a narcissist, the signs of manipulations from the beginning. I've never dated one, but I've spoken to women who have dated one, men who have dated a woman who's a narcissist. Do not, when you see those signs from the beginning of manipulative signs, do not put yourself in that relationship, regardless of how many rejection you have experienced. Because what we do is when we've been rejected in a relationship, we believe that it's our fault, but it's not. I realized myself when I decided to end relationship skills. I was going through Lucifer, going through my problems, going through, when you go human blood sacrifice, you go through so much pain. And then when you go through that, so if I'm going through that, and I'm dating someone, I have to date someone who understands, who actually very, very supportive. But otherwise, no one can actually climb that mountain if they're not strong. They wouldn't be able to climb that mountain with me. Not because they are weak, not because they are not good enough, not because you yourself you are not good enough. Is the foundation that you are in that foundation in those moments. So your foundation can destroy your life. So that does not mean when you are being rejected is your fault, is the guy's fault, or is the woman's fault. Is the foundation of your life in that moment that is speaking against you. If, let's say, my parents have divorced, if I have not dealt with the cycle of that, which many people don't, so you enter a relationship, the foundation of that divorce will speak against you. But it needs to be, the cycle needs to be broken. Because when the cycle is not broken, now you find a good guy. If you're a woman, you find a good guy. So the foundation, when we talk about the foundation, we talk about your DNA. Because a child inherit their mother's spirit and their father's blood. So your mother's spirit is within you. Your blood is your DNA. So that foundation will speak, will say, hang on a minute. In your family, there's divorce. No one lives happily ever after. So that foundation now will start rising, speaking against you. You find a good guy, the guy is good, or the woman she's good. It's not she's bad, she's good, but because the foundation in the realm of the spirit now is now speaking against you, and that marriage will not sustain. That relationship will not sustain. If it's sustained, it's either the guy will cheat on you, or it's either the woman will cheat on you, or it's either the guy will become a narcissist, he will abuse you, or the woman will abuse you. You will live a very abusive, not a happy relationship because of the foundation. And then you find that, and you're like, this guy is a bad guy. But then he goes and marries somebody else. And then the woman that he married, she tells you, he's so loving and so caring. You're like, no, he's not. It's the foundation in your bloodline that is speaking against you. And that has removed that man to go and marry somebody else. That has removed the woman to go somewhere else. That the foundation has made this woman become a bully. That has made this man become a bully, whatever they become, or whatever they become. So that's how I share this with you guys, because some people, they want to be chosen because of their experience. If you have gone through experiences in your relationship, look at the foundation of your bloodline. How did your mom stay in the marriage? Did your father stay in the marriage? Some things is a choice. There are some people, how you break these things, you break it with your mindset. If you don't know how to have a strong mindset and declare that I'm not going to be like my parents, I will stand in truth. I choose, if I find a good wife or if I find a good woman, I'm not going to allow divorce enter my life. That cannot, it destroys that foundation, that evil foundation that took your parents' marriage. So when you keep dating and you want to be chosen because of the rejection, it means you need to look at the foundation. So I'm just sharing with you guys. I wasn't going to talk about this because someone might watch the show and say, Nomsa, but how do I choose myself if I keep getting rejected? Check your foundation. Check your foundation. Your foundation may not be right. So the reason why your foundation may not be right, it might be that like myself, my granddad, my great-grandparents didn't divorce. They got married, they stayed to death. Now my grandparents, they divorced. Both my mother's side and my father's side. My parents divorced. You see where the cycle started, it started with my grandparents. And so that cycle need to be broken. And my mom remarried. When she married, her and her siblings, they made a vow because they saw that pattern that we are not going to allow divorce entering us. So when they got married, when they got married for the second time, they made a vow that they're not going to allow the divorce, because now their eyes were open that no, this is a cycle. Because in church, in the Bible, you learn these things. So they were like, this is a pattern that affected our parents. So we are not going to allow it. So if you are somebody and you are like, no, sir, how do I choose myself? My story keeps ending up the same way. Choose yourself by breaking the cycle of your foundation. Deal with your foundation. There are prayers you can use to deal with, to silence the foundation of your bloodline on your mother's side and your father's side. Or sometimes you might just be dating the wrong person, the wrong guys, or the wrong women who don't, because relationship needs skills and you need to work at it. So make access to your end not assumed. Your time and energy are valuable. Slow down intimacy over availability. I'm not free tonight. It's planned for Saturday. Let's plan for Saturday. And see how the guy behave, how the woman behave. Watch it, how they handle your no. Respect shows itself when they don't get what they want. So all these things are important. Set small boundaries early. I'm not comfortable with that. Observe. Stop over-explaining your boundaries. Boundaries are not debates. Say it once kindly and clearly. That doesn't work for me. Require consistency, not intense moment. A few romantic highs can't pay for emotional lows. Track patterns weekly, not feelings daily. You disappear, they return. This isn't for me. So someone disappears and they come and tell you some sob stories and you accept them. Choose the emotional safety over excitement. Meaning the right love regulates you, it doesn't destabilize you. Notice your body calm or anxious. I feel unease when unpredictability appears in our relationship. Stop rewarding mixed signal. Confusing tribes when it still gets attention. Reduce access when behavior is unclear. When you are unclear, we can't continue. You can't continue a relationship if the relationship is unclear. This is where people get destroyed with the anxiety. When you date someone, they play games. They are not sure because they've been hurt. The relationship is moving so fast. This is what they will tell you, that the relationship is moving so fast. So I want to slow things down, but we are slowing things down because they are not sure. So date someone who has dealt with his insecurity, with their fears. Don't date someone who hasn't got any relationship skills. We all coaches of our own. We take our own responsibilities. So when you date someone, it is their responsibility before they take their details to say they want to date. Before they make that choice that they want to date, it means they've dealt with their problems. Because I cannot carry my problems, my insecurity to someone, my rejection, my whatever to someone, and ask that person to carry. I have to deal with my insecurity. I have to deal with whatever I have gone through so that when I date that person, I don't put the burden on them. For me, is to tell the story. This is I once went through in life. I tell the story so that person get to know me. I'm not telling the story because I'm bitter. I'm telling the story for someone to actually get to know me, get to know what I've been through in the past. But I'm no longer sharing it, comparing it with him. Never ever compare your man with another man, your ex with another man. Never compare your woman with your ex. The reason why they are called the ex is because they were not good. So don't ever compare that person you are with. You are with them because you have chosen to be with them. So embrace, enjoy, honor them by sharing a story and say, you know what, honey, this is what I went through. I got rejected. Like for me personally, if I meet a man will be like, Nomsa, an educated woman like you, beautiful woman like you, why are you single? They will have questions. Why are you single? So then I have to say, honey, I've not met the right guy that accepts me for me. Once I meet that special person, you don't say, my ex was this or his family were this. No, like I've not met the right guy. And that's the truth. The right guy comes with a package with his family. I've not met the right guy that appreciates me for me, that accept me for me. I'm not a woman, guys. I come from Africa and also I come from a royal family. And when I know that I come from a royal family and know that my family were once wealth, and because I did witness that, they lost the throne because someone chose to do something else. So they did not want the throne anymore. That it does not disappear. It stays, it's in my blood. It doesn't disappear. The leadership, when you are coming from a royal family, leadership skills, naturally they are there. Educational, because you got to educate yourself, is there. So for me, if I find a guy now who now tells me, Nomsa, you can't be this. So that shrinks, it makes me uncomfortable. And also what I was going to say is, I come from Africa where you survive with nothing. So when I watch people going on holidays, going to have expensive meals, if I want to start a business, there is nothing that can stop me because I know that for me to become a millionaire, to become a billionaire, I have to go through suffering first. But some people don't understand that. I have to go through pain. So if I meet a guy who just wants to have fun, who wants to have sex, to be loved, to be fed, for me to just work normal, I wouldn't be able to do that. So if I do meet a guy now that is freaking out, is like, Nomsa, there must be something wrong. Why are you single? I don't have to slack off my ex. It's not necessary. But some people do it. They say my ex was this, my ex was this. But a relationship, guys, it takes two to tango. I will never ever blame a man for my relationship if it didn't work out. For me, is either the affliction, when the affliction in the bloodline enters, guys, you got to understand how bloodline works. Affliction, bloodline iniquity. There's so many things nowadays that can destroy the relationship. And also lack of relationship skills, and also relationship goals when they are clashed because the other one wants to control the other one. When people get married, they said, I married you or I'm dating you, meaning you have to drop everything. I become your vision. My children become your vision. But you know why I dance, guys? Some of it, I'm motivating my children. I know my oldest daughter watches my profile when I'm not there. So I want, when she looking at my profile, I want her to realize that this is who I am. If my mother can dance, it means I can be the best. It means I can be the best because my mother, she's in her 40s. So I'm like 19. So my daughter, she's 19. So it's for me showing them, my other one, she's 10, it's me showing them that no, this is who we are. Because a child inherits their mother's spirit, meaning my children, they inherited good stuff. They inherited their blood. My children are very, very lucky. They have smart fathers and smart mothers. Their father very, very smart. So it means they are lucky. So they cannot, they don't have excuses to say, I can't do this. So I share this with you guys so you can understand how the bloodline works. When you decide to be lazy and not choosing you, that can affect because of the anxiety, the stress of I'm not enough. You know, I've been rejected. Just because I've been rejected, it means I'm not good enough. That's how some women see themselves. That's how some men see themselves. That because I have been rejected, it means I'm not enough. They don't know that, no, the rejection, if I'm dating a guy who's got problems in his own life, his own bloodline iniquity, I don't know because the family history, guys, it goes into 14 generation. I don't know his bloodline history, and he doesn't know his bloodline history. So all these things, they play a part. And imagine yourself now, you are judging yourself, not knowing, because you've not prayed to ask God for revelation. Most Christians, they pray and they say, God, reveal to me what is causing this problem. So God is able to reveal, not all of them. There are some Christians who are very, very ignorant. They think that you go to church, you have to look good, put nice makeup, put nice clothes, go and listen to the preacher and say amen and get out. But you have to go deep. So people perish because of the lack of knowledge. So imagine now you date this guy, and when you date this guy or you date this woman, they have their own issues in the bloodline. And then now those issues, now you carry them. Now you are like, I've been rejected, but they rejected you because of what they are going through. Their DNA is calling, the foundation is speaking, and you don't know that. So it's important to honor you, to value yourself when you are dating. Even when things go wrong, always, always value you. Don't ignore small disrespect. I've mentioned that. Upgrade your self-talk during dating. Express needs calmly without apologizing. Consistency matters to me. Ask better questions early, guys. Clarity is kindness to yourself. Ask about that person's intentions, their values, and relationship history. What are you looking for right now? Believe what people show you the first time. Repeated lessons cost peace. When patterns show up, don't negotiate reality. You said you are not ready. I respect that and I'm leaving. So do not negotiate. If they are not sure, they are not ready, don't waste your time. Believe what keep your attachment triggers. Attract can be a wound looking for a familiar story. Do not looking for a familiar guy. If you normally go for the cute guys, maybe go not for the cute guys. Just go for a different, ask God, mainly ask God to connect you with your spouse. And when you ask him to do that, anything you do anyway, always ask God's hand. I find it works. Even when you find yourself with problems, because that has God's hand. It cannot be destroyed. The problems may show up, but it cannot be destroyed. So that is important. And make your life the main relationship. You don't disappear to keep someone from your family. Your life, the whole thing of your life, you don't disappear to keep someone, keep routine goals, friendship. I'm still going to gym. I'm still going to church. I'm still dating, fits in. Your dating has to fit in with all of this. Don't negotiate basic efforts. Interest looks like initiative. Watch who plans, follows through, checks in. If I'm carrying it, it's not much mutual. Communicate direct, not indirect. Communicate with the person. Never, ever, ever go and communicate with your family if you have relationship problems. Never ever talk to your friends without talking to the person you are dating. Never ever backstab your spouse, which most people do. Whenever you have a problem, speak to the manufacturer. Discuss it with your spouse. No matter how hard that might be, discuss it with your spouse. And I find it is very, very easy when you talk things out, because at the end of the day, guys, you know, when your relationship breaks, you enter anxiety, you get into depression. Unless if you are just like me, who has gone through human blood sacrifice and came to understand how Satan works. Satan feeds on people who are down. When you are down, he sees the opportunity to enter and pin you down, make more. That's why when you see me on my post, I always say rise. When you are down is when he wants to pin you down. Even though people say Satan don't exist, Satan exists. He pins you down. You end up going to and what he does, most of the people, you hear celebrities saying they joined him, they sold their soul. Even the medication people, they sell their soul to sell more medicine, to put people into more medication. I have learned that with a member of my family. I used to take this member of my family to the doctors. Every visit is another medication. Every visit, another prescription. I was like, huh? How can someone be taking 60 medication a day? In the morning, in the night? I was like, God, show it to me. And then God shows me. Pharmacy. There's a spiritual pharmacy that is following people. And I was like, huh? So these people, they sell their soul so medication can be distributed. They make more money. So I'm sharing this with you guys because when you get rejected in a relationship and you don't look at the things psychologically or spiritually way, you just look at the surface of the problem and you get into anxiety. The next thing is the dog. Can I give you medicine to sleep? Can I give you medicine to maybe stay awake? They even have medicine to stay awake, to keep you awake. But when you are like, okay, I've been rejected, but I'm going to look at my bloodline. Okay, in my family, I don't have this kind of things, the pattern like this. That means it's the other person. So you are able to work things out instead of blaming yourself that I'm being rejected because I'm not good enough. My relationship is not worked out because there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. So you just have to keep choosing you. Match energy, don't chase it. That's important. Pursue isn't love, it's a pattern. Give what you receive, not what you hope for. If you text once a week, I won't text you daily. I will do the same. Stop romanticizing the struggle. Difficulty isn't proof of destiny. Separate a heart from unhealth. If constantly painfully, it's not love, guys. Love has to be easy, has to be simple. Learn the difference between privacy and secret. Secret is red flag. Observe if they hide details, hide patterns. Some men, some women, they hide you from their people. Why can't we ever meet in real life settings? Or they make excuses, that means a red flag. Let silence give you information. Don't fill gaps with your effort. Pause and observe who returns with clarity. I'm not double texting for this. Stop proving your worth. You are not an object. Release the need to impress, perform, or overgive. I don't need to earn respect. Stop accepting crumbs when you are hungry for commitment. If you are hungry for commitment, go for commitment. Situations feed confusion, not love. If I'm dating for commitment, you are not, and then you meet someone who brings confusion and you accept them, you are like, you even make excuses for them, but they are bringing confusion. But when you made a decision, you said, I'm going to find true love. And then that true love ends up, I'm going to find it through confusion. So if the relationship does not make sense in the beginning, I'm not saying judge. If it does not make sense in the beginning, do not. I myself, before I became a relationship coach, I made those mistakes. When a relationship does not make sense in the beginning, I go ahead with it anyway because I'm living in hope that is going to change, but it doesn't change. So don't confuse the attention with intention. Protect your intimacy. Your body, heart deserves stewardship. Slow down physically, emotionally, making until trust is built. I move with trust and not pressure. Christians, the Bible says you get married. When you meet someone that loves you so much, you get married to them. Require accountability, no excuse. Apology without change and manipulation. After harm, watch behavior over time. I accept your apology. Show me the change. Stop staying because you're already invested. There is no such thing. Sunk cost keeps people stuck. Choose what's healthy now, not what was hope for them. Time spent isn't a reason to stay. Learn to live early peacefully. Ending something is not failure, it's wisdom. Exit with your dignity the moment misalignment is very clear to you. We are not aligned. I wish you well. Data from detach from outcomes. Commit to standard. You don't force the results. You keep your values. Force on how you show up, not controlling them. If it's right, it won't require self-betrayal. Expect reciprocity as normal. Mutual effort is the bare minimum. Watch if care flows both ways. I notice I initiate everything. This isn't balance. Choose patterns like partners who respect your purpose. A good partner doesn't compete with your calling. You don't have to compete with each other. Observe if they honor your goals, time, faith, mission. And building a legacy, my partner must support that. Make self-respect your lifestyle, not a phase. The filter only works when it's consistent. Practice standards daily, friends, work, family. So those things are important. For me, my faith is important. My family is important. When I was fighting Satan, Satan can use any opportunity. Some relationship that breaks is not what they meant to break. So what I have learned from Satan, if he could not get my relationship through to me, he'll say, I'll go and manipulate your spouse. So what I always say to the declaration that I always said was, I'm not going to betray my spouse, because if you don't get through to me, you will betray me through him. I always said, or his family. If my relationship, if that person, they're nice, they are not going to manipulate to destroy me. But the reason why they respond to that is because of what they are going through, or is because of who they are. And if that relationship is meant for me, it's meant for me. I don't have to defend myself. I don't have to do anything. So some people believe that they have to get expensive makeup. Men believe they have to buy expensive cars. They have to, there's so many things that they believe in order for me to win a man. I have to be this, I have to be this, I have to be that, I have to be that. Me, I don't have time to fake it. When my man turned around and said, Nomsa, you are a Christian, the relationship, I didn't remind him. Because the first thing that I asked on that date, it was, I'm a Christian. Do you have a problem with that? And he said, no. So I didn't remind him, because I knew Lucifer was speaking through him. But it was him. But what I gave him, I said, in everything that you do, you need to search through your heart. What is you? What is not you? Because when you go through human blood sacrifice, like when I tell my family that I went through human blood sacrifice, they think Lucifer spared them. He didn't. Some people, their soul is locked up. Their soul is locked up, meaning their soul was there, ready when I die through sacrifice for them to kill them too. Not straight away, but anytime the one blood comes back and take them. But he didn't kill me. So all these things, so you have to, I share this with you guys. So when you enter a relationship, know, like myself, I know what my problem was. I had to name my problem, not to blame anybody. I had to name my problem, not to even blame myself and say, actually, I'm being rejected because I'm not good enough. No. When you are going through human blood sacrifice, when the spirit is being cast out, the demon that comes to take your life is being cast out. That demon has to take everything that you own away from you, meaning your husband, your children, everything. They have to take for in a way that you stay on your own, broken, wounded. But for me, it was never the case. Because I was praying and I was fasting, and God said, this is what is happening. What are you going to do about it? So I share this with you guys because so that when you go through relationship problems, you don't name your spouse as the problem. You look at you evaluate things. Evaluate things in that situation. Are we going through this? Is it because sometimes it might be finances? Like myself, they had to close every avenue. My finances had to be shut down, had to be blocked. My university, I share my story, it had to be sabotaged. For 2 years, my degree, 3 years, my degree was held. So everything had to sabotage. So you have to name your problem in that situation because you can't be the problem. What is the problem that is making this relationship to not have worked? Is it my bloodline iniquity? Is it that person, maybe they don't have experience, skills, relationship, or they have their own issues? Trauma, they're carrying their trauma. Did they get healed? Or did I get healed? So all these things, don't let people tell you what they think and then you hold on to that. Evaluate the relationship. Evaluate everything. For me, it was evaluating. I came to realize that, the person that wants to take my life, they didn't just come to take my life. They came to take my relationship too, so that to cause shame into my parents, to cause shame into my life, to cause shame into my children's life, to rewrite my children's story, to rewrite my story. That was their declaration and God's revelation. So I had to deal with the problem so that whoever I meet, they don't do that again. That is called witchcraft. So I'm going to leave you guys. I'm not going to confuse you. So I'm going to leave you. I hope it does make sense what I shared with you. So next time when you go on date, learn to choose your spouse. You know, when you choose someone, it makes you happy. It makes you celebrate because you know that actually this person, they like me, they chose me, but I chose them too. Because they might choose you, but you don't like them. So that means if you want to be chosen, you're just going to date this person because they chose you. So you're just going to date them for the sake that they chose you. So they might choose you, but you might not like them. So those are things that are important. Evaluating, name the problem. Once you name the problem, you are able to move forward with grace, not blaming yourself. God bless you guys. If you're watching from any part of social media, please be part of the family. Follow, subscribe, like. If you are single, looking for love, you want coaching, find your own voice, lead from within, go to the website, sign up. God bless you guys. Live with grace.